Good evening, I'm László Borsos from the Sports Daily Nemzeti Sport, and my question is that it seemed that in the first half your team has collapsed after the conceded goals. Was it the lack of confidence what caused this situation?
I agree with you. Certainly when the first goal went in, which we spoke about all week, in terms of they're a physical team, very dangerous in set pieces. And we gave too many corners even before that, and then they score from a corner. So that's the first thing. And then this wasn't good enough in terms of the fight. The basics of football. The basics of football is you run and you fight and you work hard. They're the basics. And we didn't do that in the first half. So let's not dress it up and try and be clever. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough, and it's not a team that I like in terms of the way I want things to be done. I want to play. Of course, I want to play good football. But the first thing you have to do is you win your battle. And we didn't win the battle in the first half.
Next question, please.
My question is that how was Mohamed Aboufani completely taken out of the game, and what was the main reason why your team couldn't lead dangerous attacks?
Aboufani?
Yeah, how did the opponent switch him off totally?
Well, they didn't. Well, first of all, we weren't getting any balls into him. And it was a second ball game, which I told you that, guys, yesterday. We knew exactly what was going to happen. So the first thing you do is you don't concede a goal from a set piece. That's if they scored a goal in terms of play through us and a good goal, no problem. But and then you can see the second one. I think the 3 goals were kind of a gift. But Abby, you know, he wasn't in the game because it was a second ball game, and they were on top of him like they were on top of everybody. But that's their game. That's their physical, and they're a very direct team, but win a lot of second balls.
Are there any more questions to the head coach?
Thank you very much. Coach, it seemed to me that from the first moment on, the team just tried to kill time and didn't try to play football. Am I right in having this perception, or am I wrong?
Oh, well, the guys make a decision on the pitch. Of course, you have to manage the game. I mean, if you look at when they went 2-0 up, for example, everything was slow. That's called managing the game. I've been in the game a long time, and that always happens. That's normal. But when you do have the ball, of course you want the guys to play. That goes without saying. But you know, I think when you play away from home and you play against a team that's physical, and also the pitch is a bit bouncy and thing, you know, you don't want to give. If you watch Liverpool yesterday against Aston Villa 3 times, 4 times in the first 4 minutes of the game, nearly conceded a goal from playing out from the back. So, first 5 minutes, put it in the corner, but we've done that many games, and then once the game settles, and then when we play, but it was a bit too hectic.
Robbie, sorry for the disappointment, but if you look at the overall experience with the Europa League, with the new system, you came quite far. So just how would you make of this experience?
It's very difficult to even think like that. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm always thinking now. You lose a game, it's you know. I said to the guys afterwards, losing is part of the game, but it's how you lose. I've lost games, but one thing I never do is go down without a fight. But you'll always lose games. Now, first half, you know, we didn't win the battle. It's as simple as that. So, you know, credit to them. You know, we knew exactly what they were going to do, and they did it. So, listen, disappointed for the fans, of course, who travelled, you know, for that first half. But I just spoke to the guys afterwards. When you lose games like this is where I want to see the personalities. This is where I want to see characters. This is where I want to see leaders. This I want to see people who will take it by the, you know what I'm saying, and stand up and to be counted. Because I tell you what, I will be. I guarantee you that. I'm the first person to look at myself. Always be the first person to look at yourself. And as a collective and as a togetherness, this is where you have to stick together when you lose games. So I want to see them guys who I can go to the trenches with, to the war with in these next few months.
As a coach of Ferencváros, was this the most disappointed game for you so far?
Always the game you lose. Any game you lose, it's disappointing. I don't mind losing games. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I actually hate it. It's the worst feeling in the world as a player and as a coach. But I tell you what you can do. There's always a next game. There's always a next game. Now you have to stand up and be counted. That's what I want to see. So let's see the response from everybody.
Yeah, but how can you make characters and leaders out of those players who perform like this today? Because it will be pretty necessary until Sunday.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why the good thing about football. You reflect. You're disappointed, but you have to be disappointed. Of course, you have to be. You have to be disappointed when you lose games. But the good thing for us, you can't dwell too much on it, because we have a quick turnaround for Sunday. We have a quick turnaround, so this is where I'm saying to you, this is where now I want to see the characters and the leaders.
Are there any more questions to the head coach? If no, then thank you very much.
Thank you. Safe journey.